Now, you made a very interesting analogy about Akufo-Addo appointing 14 judges within his 8 years. And Mr. Mahama has done 7 within 4 months. That's half of what Akufo-Addo did in 8 years. I don't know how that is going to go, whether it's going to continue.
The 7 could be for 4 years.
No, it could be because if you look at the list, a lot of those there are almost a year or 2 to retirement.
Yes.
Yeah.
So there could be more. A lot of them are set for retirement.
About 5 or so.
I think they are 1 or 2 years to retirement.
The only problem we have here is the politicization or the comments both political parties have made in the past with regards appointment to the bench. It's a very simple matter. Now, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama was speaking to NDC lawyers at a conference. Then he advises them to upgrade themselves from just being lawyers to the bench, which then will give them an opportunity subsequently to be considered for appointment to the Supreme Court in order to balance. He was speaking to NDC lawyers. So if within the first 4 months you begin to nominate judges onto the bench, the obvious characterization that anybody, any ordinary person will give to this appointment is that, just as he promised,
the balancing effect has
started. But I listened to comments about Sir Dennis Ejay. I will be shocked if anybody will have an issue with him. But because of comments previously, everybody will see all these 7 judges as NDC affiliated. Then a case will come to them. They give judgment against somebody in a different political party. The interpretation will mean that we told you so. But probably he would have done justice to the law. But the interpretation will be that, hey, just as we predicted. I've heard comments on social media and other platforms that this group is just to assist this government to deal with the oral program. You see the perception? This is what people are talking about. So now somebody goes to court or the government begins a prosecution. Then somebody is sent to jail. It becomes a problem.
The Supreme Court doesn't handle cases like this.
Oh, it will get there. We will get to a time, even if it's an appeals court, you can go to the Supreme Court to seek for interpretation. We do that all the time.
On criminal issues?
No. All the time. I mean, I'm just talking about when issues get to the Supreme Court, it becomes an issue.
But opponents issue the interpretation at the Supreme
Court.
On procedure.
That's the point I'm making. That's the point I'm making. That it can land there.
On procedure.
And when it lands there and the judgment does not go in your favor, the opposition obviously will interpret it to mean that we told you so. The president is saying is right. And I was just looking at the constitution when you mentioned it. 2, the other one.
This is where 144.
144. The Chief Justice shall be appointed by the President, acting in consultation with the Council of State and with the approval of Parliament. 2, the other Supreme Court justices shall be appointed by the President, acting on the advice of the Judicial Council in consultation with the Council of State and with the approval of Parliament. So the President is well within his right. He's not made any mistake. Constitutionally, he followed the procedures. He has nominated. Judging from the numbers they have in Parliament, you can rest assured that these 7 are already at the bench. They are already at the bench. Judging from the numbers they have in Parliament, we can disagree with them. We can argue our case at the vetting committee. When it comes to the plenary, the bottom line is that we're going to have a vote. And with the kind of numbers they have, you can be rest assured that these 7 are Supreme Court judges. So
that even when there's a compelling reason why somebody should reject them.
Oh, I'm saying that, senior. You've been in Parliament before.
I've been in Parliament.
I've been on the system.
No, sometimes it's not always the case.
I understand, but you know that
if there's a fundamental problem about somebody not qualified to be a judge, and somebody raises it, it's in the interest of the committee and the members of Parliament to support the president in removing that person, bringing that in and getting the person done to.
But will it happen?
It's happened before.
That's the point.
No, it has happened. I've been a member of parliament between 2013 and 2017. There was a situation that were nominee to the Supreme Court. In fact, having considered it, when we raised it, Usewusu and the rest, we talked about it. And they decided that let's inform the president to just silent, quietly remove the person. Even before we considered the nominations. Well, so it is done. But so all that the committee will do is to inform the clerk to the speaker will write to the president and say they've raised these issues about this person.
I can bet my penny on this. All the 7 will sail through.
Because they merit it?
I mean, you see, they may merit it. But I'm saying the numbers they have even on the floor makes it easier for them to go through. You are talking about 2 of the justices that Section Nana Dankwa appointed. Till date, we did not even get the opportunity to even debate it on the floor. The NDC did everything possible to ensure that it does not even come onto the other paper. At every turn, they stopped it. You remember the chaos during the vetting of those 2 Supreme Court justices? It was chaotic. In fact, they did not even want to have a vetting at all. I remember Agoja, he was all over the place. They did not allow us. But I'm saying with their numbers, obviously they're going to get this through. I am saying that I don't have any problem with these people. I don't know them personally. I've only heard comments about, especially Dennis.
Dennis,
Yes, that people kept talking about it, that teacher of the law. People kept referring to him as the law. I mean, I think, judging from what people are saying, Justice Jamefe, I recall during the Jamefe Commission. Yeah. I mean, he was quite resolute, quite strong, his questioning and all that. Nobody has any problem with them. But I'm saying that let's be mindful of our comment as politicians. Whilst in opposition or even when you are in government, you should be very careful. Otherwise, you may be doing the right thing, but the interpretation by the ordinary Ghanaian will mean that His Excellency has just started executing what he promised the NDC lawyers when he was meeting them at the press conference. That upgrade yourself, when I come, we'll make sure that we balance the bench. This may be a balancing of the bench. I'm hoping that is not it. That is my hope. I'm hoping that that's not it.